I'm using the portable tower thing.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
is this cable going to be in the way?
It's not in the way.
Just let me know because I can move it backwards.
Actually, wait, wait, wait.
Yeah, just have a big chair.
Is that the max length?
Wait, it's at its max, so I can lower the camera down to lower the cable. If it's
So I don't want it to drop in.
But it's not in your way?
When I do the corners,
Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah. Sure. I can move it backwards.
You know, I
Welcome to round 8 of the Senol NPLW here in Victoria on the YouTube channel. It's round 8. This midweek game is a catch-up match for a previous round that was unable to be played due to numerous players in the Melbourne Victory squad being called into nationals for Victoria. So we have Boroondara travelling out to the home of the Matildas to play Melbourne Victory. It's second place, Boroondara. They can go top of the table after this clash tonight if they get all 3 points. They do have a game in hand sitting in second. Lukavar has his troops all primed and ready as Mia Mossman and Erin Tarrant get the coin toss underway. Just one change for Lukavar in his starting lineup, with Bridie Cooling not on the team sheet this evening, and Shantaya Herford with Alesia Crisfield into the starting lineup. For Santiago's Melbourne Victory FC team, just the one change with Young not on the team sheet, with Mule coming into the starting lineup. Catherine Mule, the number 10, slotting into the midfield striker area. It's a cool evening here at the home of the Matildas in this round 8 Senol NPLW Victoria clash. My name is Melissa Barbieri. We're proud to bring you this game this evening. Starting lineups for both teams. For Boroondara, Mossman, Brummer, Kana, Vane, Fontes, Parker, Savri Ryan, Bennett, Herford, Dara, Crisfield. Zoe Bennett slotting back into the starting lineup after coming off the bench last week. And for Melbourne Victory, we have Mackenzie, Bullich, Tam, Tarrant, Mule, Franco, Doveston, Iaria, O'Keefe, Miller and Rutkowski. Kickoff underway. Ball swings out to the right. Brunner with the forward pass into Bennett. Bennett turning on it. She finds Fontes in the middle of the park. The through run to Savvy Ryan, cut out by Tam. Melbourne Victory will pick up possession. Tam deep into a defensive third. Doveston on the ball, looking to switch out. Be cut out nearly by Dara, but it will run over for a throw-in in any event. It's a slick pitch tonight. The ball running really, really quickly as a referee just asking Dara to come back a couple of steps in order to take this throw. Savvy Ryan flicking it on. Ball goes back to Mackenzie. She's going to be pressed by Brunner. She releases quick enough, but she has to put it out on touch. Fontes back to Dara. Can't control. Miller will pick it up for Melbourne Victory. O'Keefe through the centre. Parker picks it up for Boroondara. She does have Brenner in the centre of the box, but she pulls it back. Cuts inside. Parker to the top of the box. Cleared. Forward. Kana reads it well for Boroondara. Tarrant on the follow-up. O'Keefe. The battle in the middle of the park is where this game will be won this evening. Boroondara picking it up. Herford going back to Mossman. Kana playing in the back usually. She looks to be pushing into midfield a little bit more tonight as Doveston picks it up. Through ball. Ball across the box. Mossman gets a fingertip onto it. Crisfield goes out to Brunner. Franco delivering a lovely ball into the box. Across the 6-yard line. Perhaps a fingertip from Mossman, just taking it off the foot of Iaria at the back post. Forward throw. Tam. Sabri Ryan looks to press. Mackenzie has to kick it out. Keeps it in through. Ball was out in the end. Rutkowski couldn't quite keep it from going over the line. Bulich. Now to O'Keefe. She's dropping out of midfield to pick up that ball, but couldn't quite keep it in. Be a Boroondara throw. 3 points tonight. They're on equal first, actually, at 22 points. Technically second on goal difference. The only loss they've had this season is to South Melbourne in recent weeks. 1-0 loss. They've been scoring a ton of goals with their American imports. Rutkowski. Well defended by Boroondara. Bennett. Into Vane. Savri Ryan. Mackenzie to come out. Savri Ryan pulls out of the challenge though. Herford clears. Well over touch. Rutkowski with the throw. Crisfield trying to clear the danger. Can't quite keep possession though. Rutkowski with the throw again for Melbourne victory. Forward throw. Miller holding up play. Doveston with the switch. Franku has Dara to beat. She goes round. Dara picks up the pace though. Franku with the ball across the box. Kanna clears for Boroondara. Vane travels with it. Finds the feet of Parker. Parker turns. Bulich recovers well though. Bulich for Melbourne victory. Tries to find the feet. Brunner 1-2 with Parker. Brunner ball into the box. Cleared by Tam. Rutkowski has time and space to play. Passes it over the sideline though. Melbourne victory, all a very young squad. Majority all under 23 as required for these academy squads. Dara, forward pass to Sabri Ryan is cut out by Tarrant. Sabri Ryan can't quite get the left foot around it to bend it into the path of Parker. See as Melbourne victory just swap sides for Tarrant. Tarrant's now on the right-hand side, probably to deal with the pace of Savri Ryan. Tarrant now. Melbourne victory captain. Well read by Kana. Back to Mossman. Boroondara looking to play. Kana. She finds the feet of Savri Ryan, cleared by Franku. Doveston and Bennett. Kana, lovely touch through that midfield. Ball over the top into Savary Ryan. She just has Mackenzie to beat, but she puts too much on that last pass. Last touch. It drifts straight into the hands of Chloe Mackenzie. Rutkowski. Mackenzie forward. Out wide to Rutkowski. Driving, Rutkowski. She's getting forward. Forward pass to Doveston. Iaria gets there first. She plays back to Doveston. Boroondara has the numbers. Miller with the run through the centre of the park. And Franku. Mule coming through that centre path as well, trying to find that extra number in the box for Melbourne Victory. Tam. Switching play. Brunner with the pressure. Rutkowski back to Bulich. Bulich cut out by Dara for Boroondara. Vane, Bennett, back to Kana. Kanaka Higuchi, vice captain at Boroondara Eagles this season. It's her second season in the Senol NPLW here in Victoria. Vane. Still Vane. Tries to pull off a shot, but she's under immense pressure. Melbourne Victory just compact, tough to beat through the centre of the park. So rolling rotations of Melbourne Victory. Bulich out to Rutkowski. Forward, cut out by Vane. Positioning and experience from Vane. Masterclass in the midfield. Crisfield putting enough pressure there on the Melbourne Victory wingers to regain possession for Boroondara with this throw. Parker. Tarrant into Doveston. Doveston, lovely ball into Mule. Forward past the area, but the high line of Mossman just be an easy collect for the goalkeeper. Kana. Vane just drawing in a player. Kanaka's time to drive forward. Through ball can't quite make it, but Boroondara will look to keep that intensity in the press going. Miller out to Franku. Franku once again with that forward pass, too close to the Boroondara captain, Mossman. Herford. Crisfield back to Herford, into Mossman. Kanaka Higuchi driving forward. Just puts her foot on it, just to get a bit of composure for the Boroondara Eagles. Kanako not quite finding the forward runs of her teammates. Compact nature of that Melbourne Victory defence just making it extremely tough to play through. Herford clears. Bulich on the rebound. Crisfield back to Mossman. Lovely touch by Brunner, but couldn't quite measure it to fall into the forward path of Crisfield. O'Keefe for Victory now. Look to maintain possession here through Bulich. Once again, the pressure from Boroondara Eagles making it difficult for
Are you joining me?
MVFC to play.
I just stood with my back to it and went like that. Yes, you can. No, turn around.
Not a child.
I got it.
Long throw.
Do you want me to help you out?
No. That's even more embarrassing, especially when there's cameras around.
Tam.
A little bit of upwards front.
Lovely
spinny,
ball
right?
through the centre of the park to
Yeah,
Franku.
exactly like that.
She'll switch it out, but well read by Chris Fields. Vane gets it out to Bennett. Bennett, she has time and space here, but she's caught up by Franku. Ball out wide to Savri Ryan. Be Melbourne victory throw. O'Keefe. Back to Tam. McKenzie. Back to Tam. The run from O'Keefe found by Tam. Switching out now through Rutkowski. Yaria comes inside to Doveston. Once again, they'll stretch the park. Franku gets past Dara. Comes inside onto the left foot, Franku. She has Rutkowski. The numbers are there for Boroondara Eagles. The white shirts come up with it, and this is where they're dangerous. In transition, the pace of Brunner and Savri Ryan. Parker with the follow-up run, but the long-distance shot from Bunner sails over the bar. Huge let-off there for Melbourne victory. I think Boroondara Eagles could have used that transition to capitalise. It was a 3v3 situation. Just rushing the moment that little bit too quickly. Fontes gives pressure now to Tam. Savri Ryan putting the pressure on. Mule through the centre there for victory. Tam. No forward runs though. Listening to the Melbourne victory coach, just letting her know that the distance for her is far too far to be playing those types of balls. See Hereford travelling. Ball will stay in till it's deep, and it will continue to be in. Boroondara can press here. O'Keefe through the centre. Foul called on Bennett, on Poppy O'Keefe. Kenzie. Out to Tam. Tam back around. Brunner with the swing press. She's caught her, but she releases. Change of possession now to Boroondara Eagles. Connor out to Mossman. Hereford. The options from Boroondara are coming thick and fast through the centre of the park. They too have their own set of rotations. Difficult for the victory to pick up. Franku tries to keep it in, plus plays forward. But once again, giving away possession to Boroondara. Not on the right page for Savri Ryan and Kana at the moment. Miller. Forward run, not met. Brunner trying to get the ball to Fontes through the centre of the park, but it falls to Rutkowski out wide on the left. Cleared by Hereford. Rutkowski once again blocked by Bennett. Rutkowski Doveston. Doveston into Miller. Combination play for Melbourne Victory with Ayaria. She'll deliver. Kana with the clearance. It'll head straight back to Iaria though, and on the turn, half volley took out the sting of that right-footed shot from Iaria. Poppy O'Keefe on the bounce for Melbourne Victory, picks it up. Doveston lays it back, gets it out to Iaria. The 1v1 presence of Iaria. Well-timed challenge by Herford, the second defender, coming across, backing up Crisfield in that right-back position. Throw in. Miller on the turn. Gets the shot off. Mossman with the parry. Dara picks it up for Boroondara. Sabri Ryan, she can look up. Tries to find the forward feet of Fontes, but runs out of real estate on this left-hand side. Tarrant will take the throw for Melbourne Victory. Miller. Vane into Fontes. Follow-up runs, not there, but Brunner is going to make it interesting for Boroondara. She's the continued pressure from the strike force of Boroondara, just giving chase the whole field. Melbourne Victory doing well to play out of it this time. Rutkowski just rushing it that little bit too much. Huge amount of composure to keep possession in that passage of play from Melbourne Victory, but that final forward composure not there at the moment. This time, Kana over the top. Safi Ryan this time can't control. Parker, Tam battling out. Parker wins this one, but it'll cross the line for a goal kick. McKenzie. Just swapping takers. It's a warning there from referee. Taking too long. Doveston from Tam. Beautiful ball, but Rakowski can keep that in from Doveston. Rakowski glides inside. She can shoot. Back post. Tarrant is there, but it just glides past. Great passage of play there from Melbourne Victory from the goal kick. Tam was able to find Doveston's feet and a quick switch out to Rutkowski, catching Boroondara out on that occasion. Couldn't quite get any fruit for their labour though. O'Keefe into Doveston. Keeping possession though. Smart work from the young midfielder. As Victory go back to McKenzie. Bulich. McKenzie. Back to Bulich. Creating that extra player with the goalkeeper stepping up into that back line. Mill had two runners on the right-hand side. Vane with the ball forward. Savri Ryan Gets the ball into the box. The bounce might elude her, but Brunner on the follow-up. Parker just glanced the header out to Brunner, and she couldn't quite control it as well as she would like. Certainly, both teams having their fair share of great combinations and rotations throughout the pitch, opening up spaces for themselves, but once again, that final third not really troubling either goalkeeper at the moment. O'Keefe, Tam, Victory stretching the field as much as possible. Parker this time giving chase to Mackenzie. O'Keefe, Savvy Ryan. She can't quite block the free player though, and Victory are out. Tarrant, time and space. She'll get the attention of the midfielder in vain, but she'll continue on. Tarrant out wide, maybe a little bit too much on that pass, but it'll be a goal kick. Canna with the goal kick, cleared by Miller. Lovely work there from Crisfield to hold up the ball from Iaria. Herford, forward pass to Brunner, stayed onside, lost the footing. Mackenzie to clear. Melbourne Victory throw. O'Keefe, back to Tam. Rutkowski, Bulich, lovely play from Melbourne Victory. Doveston. Franku, just one player to beat. Mule onside. Ball into the box, Miller. Cleared by Herford. Dara has time. She can get it to Savvy Ryan, but can't control. Slickness of the pitch just causing a little bit of trouble for the pace of the pass on the bounce. Mule is in the corner for Victory. Dara does well. Ooh, that looked to be a Boroondara throw, but it'll be in the direction of Victory. Tarrant throws in to Miller. Holding up the ball well. Second defender. Cleared. Calls for handball. Savvy Ryan can't clear the danger. It'll come again for Boroondara. Clearance from Kana over the side. Tam with the throw, with the corner. It'll be an outswinger. The run from Iaria, just dragging out a player. Back post, Doveston, flicked by Kana. Back post, and it's the volley! Franku from Melbourne Victory puts them up 1-0. The home side certainly had a majority of the possession. Boroondara relying on transition, but the Franku on the finish. The half volley certainly one for the highlights reel. Boroondara frustrated to be going down 1-0 here at home of the Matildas. They too have had Great combinations. It's a very evenly contested match. Probably just enough to put the fire in their belly. Dara caught on the ball. Kana drifts past. Cover. Yaria giving chase. Mackenzie out to Bulich. Tam. Bulich. O'Keefe now. Fontes does well to escape two players. Vane tries to get it to Brunner. But she has to give chase now. Fontes. Bulich. Sliding tackle, gets the ball to Rutkowski. Rutkowski, too much on the pass though once again. Kana with the clearance. Dobston controls. Picks it up to Franku, goal scorer. Miller tries to find the forward run of Iaria. Herford giving chase. Savvy Ryan keeps it in. Back to Crisfield. Into Bennett. Bennett can find Savvy Ryan with a lovely ball in behind, but the catching up of Bulich. Great recovery from the Melbourne Victory defender. Throw. Vane just pushed off the ball. Parker. Off the bar, Parker. Kenzie back out to Bulich. Bulich into Rutkowski. Rutkowski gliding past the defenders. Left back to Iaria. Or is it O'Keefe? Cleared. Was Iaria. Brunner. She's got Vane. 1-2 with back with Brunner. She skips over the tackle. Gets the ball to Parker. Parker shields. She turns inside. She's got Savvy Ryan. The tackle makes it fall to Brunner though. Brunner just one-on-one with the keeper. Steps aside. Mackenzie. She's got numbers in the box if she can get them there. Just enough of a glance from Bulich to take it off the foot of Fontes. Victory this time in the transition moment. Recovering well. Mackenzie doing enough in goal to send Brunner wide. The extra touch from the Boroondara winger. Just taking her away from goal with the recovering Victory defenders able to clear the danger. Bulich. Mule dropping into that midfield. Forward runs from Iaria and Miller. Iaria on the ball now. Into Mule. She has Franku on this right-hand side, but the distance can't quite be matched with the pass. O'Keefe. O'Keefe. Bulich. Back to Mackenzie. This time out to Tarrant. Sliding into that centre-back position now. Ball bounces over the feet of Crisfield. Iaria, 1v1 now. Iaria into the 18. Left-footed shot. Mossman with the save. The follow-up from Miller puts it into the corner for Melbourne's victory. Once again, the 1v1 attributes of Iaria making it extremely difficult for the Boroondara Eagles backline. She created such an opportunity for herself, but the parry from Mossman put it into the path of Jasmine Miller into the 6-yard box and just had to have 2 bites of the cherry to put it in the back of the net. Melbourne victory 2, Boroondara Eagles 0. Certainly Melbourne victory finding their feet with their possession. Starting to pick off the Boroondara Eagles press. Parker caught on the ball by Doveston. Franku back to Tarrant. O'Keefe through the centre. She can switch the play. Rutkowski forward to Iaria once again. Iaria crossing into the box, this time cleared by Herford. Miller holding it up. Iaria into Doveston. Doveston loses her footing. He'll be read by Cunner. Vane, first time out to Dara. Brunner has time and space. If she can get onto this is a 1v1 opportunity. She has Parker in the middle of the box. Can't quite get there because the brilliant defending from Bulich and smart work from Brunner there to draw the foul. She just held up. As soon as that ball went through her legs, she was able to hold her position well and draw the foul as Bulich had too much steam on that step. Be Bennett over the ball here for Boroondara Eagles. They can afford to send a couple of numbers up here, Boroondara. Bennett. Will it be a cross or a shot? I feel like the head of Cunner or Fontes is what she's looking for. Bennett will go on strike. Mackenzie needs 2 bites of the cherry to pick it up, but she collects calmly, throws out to Franku. Overlapping run by Tarrant. Mule through the centre. Back to Franku. Miller turns, drops it into O'Keefe. Tam out to Bulich. Forward runs. Doveston can't be met with a crisp pass though. Boroondara throw in. Miller once again with the hold-up play for victory. She faces up. Boroondara with the patience of defending, but Miller draws the corner. Last corner at this end did yield a goal for Melbourne victory. Franku, superb finish on the half volley to put it in the back of the net after a clearance from Kanako Higuchi. Tam over the ball once again, this time the in-swinger. Short run from Miare, drags out the player, back post, clip, and it'll be another corner for Melbourne victory. Tam delivers. Kana with the clearance, cleared, and Brunner picks it up for Boroondara. She doesn't have any white shirts with her, but Vane holds it up just a fraction. Sliding challenge from Doveston. Recovers well for Melbourne victory. Tarrant goes back to Mackenzie. Bulich back to Mackenzie. Mackenzie goes long. Dara clears to the feet of Herford. Kana picks it up for Boroondara. She wants options. Brunner slips at the most inopportune time, and Parker follows up in behind. She tracks back onto the right foot, tries to find Bennett. Sabri Ryan tried to put a piece of her head on it, but it'll go out for a throw-in on the opposite wing. Boroondara restarting the play. Not really shifting defensive line, but Sabri Ryan picks up possession. Gets it to Parker. Parker can't control. She still gets a piece onto it to fall. She's still got it at her feet, Parker. Back to Bennett. Bennett just always rising. Couldn't quite keep it down. Strong work from Parker in the box there. Mackenzie. Brunner can only get a hip to it. It'll ricochet to Doveston. Vane drops it back. Dara finds the feet of Fontes, but once again, that front third just lacking that little bit of composure for Boroondara at the moment. Tarrant with the throw. Vane, strong work. Draws the foul. Dangerous position here for Boroondara. Brunner will take this time. Parker drawing out a player. Brunner will deliver. Back post, Kana gets a head to it. Back post. Can't quite find anybody running through the centre there to finish it off, but was goal bound for a moment there. Bulich out for touch. Vane on the turn. Still has it. She's surrounded by Victory players though. Vane gets it out to Savary Ryan. O'Keefe just holding her head after that challenge. Vane slid through to get the pass out to Savary Ryan, and Poppy O'Keefe was the casualty in that one. Bulich back to Mackenzie. Mackenzie has to give it back to Bulich this time. She's closed down, but she gives and goes, and Victory play out of the situation once again, but Boroondara pick it up with the recovery runs of Savary Ryan. Falls back to Victory. Franku tries to distribute a switch, but too much slice on that one. Mossman looking to play quickly. Savary Ryan almost controls the high ball. O'Keefe picks it up for Victory. Vane, Boroondara fighting hard in that midfield. Vane once again, forward run for Savary Ryan. She can get there ahead, but she pulls out of challenge once again. She was well ahead of that race, but could really see her slow down. Doverston, she's asking for the options. She's given one with Franku, or Mule I should say. Lovely work from Tam to find Poppy O'Keefe in the middle. 2-0 scoreline seems to give you that little bit more confidence playing out from the back. See 1 minute of added time in this first half. Boroondara will try and halve the needed scoreline to get out. Once again, this is offside, this time for Rutkowski. Victory slowing the ball down. Herford looking to go long. Savary Ryan flicks it on. Parker and Bulich. Bulich has to slide to clear the danger. Parker to take. She just loses her grip on the ball there, so it'll have to start again. Crisfield into Parker. Parker regains it. Herford delivers. Hopeful cross into the box.
No, it's not.
And it'll be half-time here at the home of the Matildas. Melbourne Victory ascended into the lead with a super strike from Franku after a corner from Portia Tam, and then Jasmine Miller flicked on a back post finish after an Iaria drive into the box. So that's 2-0 here at the home of the Matildas. Melbourne Victory versus Boroondara Eagle.
That needs to come quicker. Oi,
Hi.
how are you?
How are you?
Good to see you. Get off the phone, mate.
I know. I almost took the battery there. Still on.
We're like, I mean, I'm loving this every
pretty early, and then last kick of the game, the guy who was at fault for 2 goals, the first one, you just lost it, and then really scored, and then the other way he scored last kick of the game. He's got a couple of yeah, it's just like, it's just dealing with, and the one that's not fair.
Or at least, I was going to say,
Welcome back to the second half of Melbourne Victory FC and Boroondara Eagles here at the home of the Matildas. This is the round 8 catch-up for these two teams. It's currently 2-0 to the home side, Melbourne Victory FC, through goals from Frank Koo and Miller, both coming from some great play and a set piece. So substitutions for Melbourne Victory. Number 14, Fiorina Iaria and Poppy O'Keefe coming off for Chiara Calafiore and Astrid Bocci for Melbourne Victory. No substitutions for Boroondara Eagles as we get this second half underway. Newly substituted Bocci onto the ball. Bulich, Crisfield, Fontes keeping possession, doing well. Can't quite keep it up though as Bocci picks it up for Melbourne Victory. Rutkowski can keep it in. She gets past Crisfield, covered by Herford. Throw in for Bocci. Miller holding it up. Through ball. Can't be caught, but Tarrant will pick it up for Melbourne Victory. Tam with the long pass. Cut out by Crisfield. Calafiore gets her first touch of the match. Rutkowski inside onto the right foot to Doveston. Mule gets a shot away. Mossman just pulls out of the save to save it from becoming a corner. Be a goal kick for Boroondara. They'll look to go long here. Kanako Higuchi with the long pass flows all the way through to Parker. She'll get a foot onto it and Brunner will pick it up for Boroondara. Tam will recover. Brunner will press Mackenzie. She'll find Tarrant. Franku covered by Vane. Vane picks it up. Fontes trying to keep possession, but well done by Bulich to recover. Pressure from Melbourne Victory, getting the ball to Miller. Crisfield has good body position. She plays back to Mossman. Mossman just calms procedures, gives it to Cunner. Herford trying to find Savary Ryan, but cut out by Bocci. Herford back to Mossman. To Cunner. Crisfield driving. She's got time and space if she can find a forward pass to Savary Ryan. She's got Bocci for company. Savary Ryan delivers. Parker flicks it on. Doveston picks it up. Throw in. Dara giving chase, clears the danger over the fence. Second ball will come in through Tarrant. Melbourne Victory just pushing Rutkowski that little bit higher into the wing position. Bocci slotting in at the left back, and like for like in the centre there for Poppy O'Keefe is Calafiore. Jasmine Miller using her strength, and it will be a throw-in for Boroondara. Linesman calls for a foul, but referee waves it away. Parker trying to keep it in, trying to give pressure, but Doveston with the fancy feet getting around 3 players. Cleared by Dara for Boroondara Eagles. It'll be a Melbourne Victory throw. Jasmine Miller, the focal point of every throw-in this evening for Melbourne Victory. Her ability to hold up the ball just allows players to link up with her. She loves to pin players in the box and either turn or dish off to her teammates. Herford clears for Boroondara. I'll try and step the line up here, Boroondara, but Melbourne Victory with the composure, the time and the space to play now. Tam out to Franku. Into Doveston. Doveston goes the same way that it came, and she's offside. Tarrant just drifting on an offside position. Kana clears. Ball bounces over their heads. Boroondara just left to chase a lot of those moments. They're not really getting clear, defined passages of play where they're linking up anymore. Really relying on that transition moment where they catch Melbourne Victory in possession.
Go, Les!
Chris Field well positioned there to pick it up, but straight away giving the ball back to Melbourne Victory.
Yes, Emma!
Newell back to Doveston. Into Tam.
Go! They've got nothing. There you go. Yeah, let's go.
Bulich, just enough pressure on her to put it over the sideline. Chris Field. Chris Field with the throw again. High up the park. Vane. Follow up once again. Calafiore just uses her body well to protect it. Mule. Vane with the clearance. Tam to go long. Herford read the bounce well. Pitch very slick still. Melbourne Victory doing well to keep a lid on the runs of Savvy Ryan and Brunner this evening. Couple of chances, but no real, probably that one-on-one and a crossbar from Parker. The only opportunities they've had this evening. Brunner finishes though, that changes the game, that changes the landscape of the outcome. Fontes through ball to Brunner, but Mackenzie well placed to pick it up for Melbourne Victory. A high line from Boroondara, cleared by Canna. Vane on the turn. Once again, lovely turning, but caught this time by Doveston. They have the numbers here, Victory. Miller has got runs into the box, cleared by Canna. Follow up from Miller, back to Franku, into Doveston. Mossman coming, but Canna decides she has to turn out of danger as Doveston was hot on her heels. Kanako Higuchi going long. No one there to really hold it up for Boroondara. I'll reset here, both teams. Boroondara trying to apply the pressure. This time they come away with it. Transition moment, Brunner in on goal. Takes the shot early. Mackenzie able to save with ease. She just has an immense amount of time and space ahead of her, Brunner, and she's pulling the trigger a lot earlier than she perhaps should. Parker now trying to cut that field in half as Bulich drives forward. Clearance from Fontes. Parker giving chase. The tackle deemed legal. Bocci inside. Finds the run of Calafiore. Substitutes linking up, but Vane picking it up for Boroondara. Fontes once again. Sabri Ryan, if she can get on side. Fontes doesn't take any chances. She goes back to Herford. Ball out to Sabri Ryan now. She'll keep it in. She's got one defender to beat, but she launches into the box. Parker. Follow up. Not quite there. Mackenzie can grab it on the second bounce. Doveston. Boroondara with the pressure. Picking it up once again. They'll look to play here, Boroondara. Forward run from Brunner. She's onside. She's got Parker with her. But Parker, too much on the pass. Brunner into the box. Savri Ryan. Nice touch. Bocci. Didn't know much about the ball bouncing. Bennett. Savri Ryan pulls the trigger but blocked by Bocci. Herford brings it down for Crisfield. Canna out to Herford. Herford into Fontes. Herford with the follow-up ball. She's swapping Crisfield. Gives a throw now. Cleared by Victory. Sabri Ryan. Fontes just offside. Bulich puts it out to Tam. Into Mackenzie. Press coming from Boroondara. Bulich gives it up to Sabri Ryan. Fontes, she can turn. She'll try and get clear for a cross, but she just opts for knocking it into Bulich to get a throw. Crisfield with the throw for Boroondara. She's got Parker low. Coco Parker just can't quite get her body around it to keep it in for play, but defending from Melbourne Victory resolute this evening. They've been in this position before, notably against Heidelberg. And late in the game, Heidelberg were able to come back 2-2. So they're looking to increase their match management. Canna with the big header from Boroondara. Vane driving forward. She's got a forward run, but can't quite get there. Press from Dara. Tam. Not opting to go back to the keeper. She can see that Parker is about to press the keeper. Boroondara look to make some substitutions. Try and inject some energy into this match. Try and increase the amount of pressure that they can put on this Melbourne Victory balls playing side. Mule picks it up for Victory. She'll go forward. Boroondara just throwing numbers forward and leaving them a little bit vulnerable at the back. Canna. Brunner back to Canna. Canna now, forward run by Fontes. Bulich recovering. Clearance from Bulich. Mule out to Rutkowski. Rutkowski takes on Crisfield, second defender in Hereford. She jumps over that tackle. Rutkowski front post. Clearance from the retreating Coco Parker. Striker doing insane amount of work to get back there for that cutback. Another set piece for Melbourne Victory here. Tam, back post. This time well met by Miller. Substitution for Boroondara. Aisha Duplessis on Coco Parker off. Elise Cook coming on for Zoe Bennett. Elise Cook coming on like for like with Coco Parker, and Aisha Duplessis will go out on the wing and Brunner will come into the centre of the park for Zoe Bennett. Mossman takes the goal kick, but it falls to Miller. Dara. Young herself, she could qualify for this Melbourne Victory team. Just 18 years old. Handball there from Doveston. Not called. The ricochet bouncing up into Doveston's hand, but deemed in a natural position, obviously, from the referee. Melbourne Victory 3, Boroondara Eagles 0. The increased pressure from Boroondara Eagles was the plan in this second half, but they've had to throw numbers forward, perhaps leaving themselves a little bit more exposed at the back. That's the risk you take. Still the aggression from Boroondara, still there, still fighting for these 3 points. Doveston, Vane. Could be anyone's ball at the end of this, and Bulich comes away with it, and Mule tries to find the run of Miller. But Crisfield will start again through Mossman. Mossman can find Vane. Controlled.
Give us something.
Vane into Brunner. Out to Savary Ryan. Forward pass. Can't be met. It's frustrating for team in white. Bocce with the throw. Crisfield does get a flick on, but just nudged off the ball by Miller. Calafiore back to Tam. Forward pass, Tam. Great ball in. Franku, this time the one to jump out of the tackle. Mossman giving a recovery save and tackle as well. And then the final clearance from Dara. Throw, Duplessis with the clearance. Boroondara stepping the line, squeezing the game. Savary Ryan goes back to Herford. Space is there. If they can find it. Ricochet enough to take it off the foot of Cook. Cook giving chase now. Bocce turns out.
Good girl. Go again. Sarah, step as well.
Doveston into Calafiore. Into Mule. Tackled by Fontes, but Tam still there. Crisfield well placed. Radkowski can't control. Vane. Crisfield straight to Bocce. Great defending from Crisfield. She's just got to match the defending with some possession as she gets the ball to Brunner. Brunner keeping it in the corner. Doesn't have much for help, but Bocce well placed to pick it up for victory. Herford will start again. Back to Canna. Boroondara trying to open up this victory defence, but they're resolute, the victory. Bullich with the tackle, and this time it'll be a corner for Boroondara. Brunner to take. Punch from McKenzie. Mule with the pass forward. Boroondara recovering well. Both teams just regrouping. Fontes bounces out to Herford. Herford into Savary Ryan. Follow up from Fontes. It'll fall to Calafiore. To the feet of Rutkowski. Crisfield tracking back. Rutkowski on the turn. Picked up by Mossman. Tam clearing. Bocce for victory. Bocce forward run from Rutkowski. Much less rotations in this second half from Melbourne Victory. Orford cleared by Bocce. Another substitution here for Boroondara. As we see Emily Lewis coming on for Savary Ryan.
Good save, good save.
Calafiori just clipped from behind there, but she manages to keep her feet. Vane forward to Cook. Cook tries to get it on her right foot, but she's tackled. She loses her footing as well. Vane. Dara. Kana. Into Duplessis. Can't quite keep it. Match the strength in the midfield there. Ball forward to Miller. Jasmine Miller. Just shaping up Kana. Both losing their footing. Slickness of the pitch. Elise Cook will come away with it. She sees the goal wide open and she puts it in the back of the net. Boroondara able to put one in the back of the net. It's 3-1 here at the home of the Matildas. Unfortunately for Chloe McKenzie, just unable to put her foot through it. And the ball bounces in favour of Elise Cook. The second half substitute there at the right time. The pressure from Boroondara now is escalating. Game management from Melbourne Victory, something that they've probably been working on. Try and finish out these games. This time Franku pushing forward on the right-hand side. Ball picked up from Kana. Clip over the line. Be a Boroondara throw.
Phoebe! Can you go on the other side? Get balls in play.
Forward throw. Pressure from Boroondara really being upped at the moment. You can feel that perhaps there's some hesitancy from the Melbourne Victory squad. Some substitutes, not as calm on the ball. But Melbourne Victory trying to work on their composure, seeing out the game. Tarrant back to Bulich once again. Pressure from Boroondara. They're staying high. Crisfield wins it in ahead. Then Lewis making the forward run but couldn't quite pick it up. Lewis has a ton of pace. Herford turns. Play the line. Lewis. Nearly a great turn from the substitute, but she still keeps possession. Brunner holding it up. Tam recovering for victory. Franku. Picked up by Vane. Dara, forward run from Brunner. Brunner sitting more deep in this second half in midfield and perhaps exploiting that space in behind a little bit more. She gets a touch on it. She'll keep it in. She'll send it into the box. I'm not sure Calafiori knew much about that, but she clears it anyway. Crisfield into the box. Ball bounces. Calafiori can't quite get enough onto it. Vane will retreat for Boroondara. Fontes gets it out to Brunner. Surely she's running out of steam in those legs, but she continues to push forward with Duplessis. Duplessis, the fresh substitute, not able to find feet. Miller also still fresh. Kanako Higuchi keeping possession. Switching it out. Such a tough pass to control from Crisfield. She'll go back to Mossman. Mossman to Lewis. Bocce gets a flick on. It'll fall to Bulich. Into Rutkowski. Kana clearing for Boroondara. They'll step it up once more, Boroondara. Which we go back to their keeper in McKenzie. Boroondara setting up through Kana. She can drive forward here. Maybe she can create something. They're still pushing here, Boroondara. It's 3-1 to the home side, but the pressure is really pushing them forward. But Melbourne Victory holding firm, resolute, trying to keep composure in their play. Doveston on the ball now for Victory. Forward run from Rutkowski. It's a fast pitch when it's sleek. Another substitute, this time for Melbourne Victory, as Rutkowski heads over the sideline. And Mika Rejev comes on. Like for like substitute.
Step, go, Les, go. Again. Go two. Go to Les.
Doveston into Tam. Caught by Dara. Boroondara still pushing for a second goal.
Get across all the way, Em. Step on.
Melbourne Victory slowing the pace of this game down. They're managing their time. They've learnt their lesson from previous matches. They were in a position to be 2-0 up and then went and tied with Heidelberg. So for them to go an extra goal up and have Boroondara at 3-0, but now Boroondara piling on the pressure created that one goal. Boroondara still pushing to gain that second goal. Miller out wide to Franku. Franku has two in the box, but it'll slice off the right boot for a goal kick. Boroondara quick to take this one. Kind of pushing players up to go long. They'll go to a back three here. Boroondara Eagles push another number forward. Miller with the header to Franku. Franku switching it through Calafiore. Calafiore draws the attention of two defenders. Rejev cleared by Vane for Boroondara.
Sarah, stay as a 10. Emma, you and Alesia next to each other. Mate, come all the way in.
Bocce for the throw. Ricochet, Calafiore flicking it on. Doveston, Vane putting her body on the line for that one, but the drop in back picked up by Calafiore. Miller driving into the box. Kana will sweep.
Connect.
She'll clear. Miller will get a piece to it though to slow it down.
Go.
Forward pass from Herford. Going long. Fontes trying to hold it up. Quick throw for Lewis. The pace on Lewis. Getting in behind. Lovely touch. Recovering tackle by Bulich. Doing well for victory. Keeping this scoreline at 3-1. Fontes working hard. She gives the whip of that left boot, but nothing to trouble Chloe McKenzie in the victory goal. Tam caught in possession by Fontes. Fontes straight at McKenzie. It's those chances for Boroondara that they'll rue in the end, because they've had a number of opportunities where they've been able to carry the ball into the box, and it's either a heavy touch at the end or not enough touches to get them closer to goal. And the shot's not troubling Chloe McKenzie in the victory goal. Bocci, forward throw. Miller turns. Cunnuck clears. Gets it to Herford. It'll stay in for Herford. But an opportunity now for Boroondara to lock them in, push numbers forward. Vane defending well. Rejev clears for victory. Mossman to go long. Running out of time here, Boroondara. Had more of the possession in this second half. Bocci going long. Vane clearing. Lewis can't quite pick it up. Gets a touch in though, Lewis. Mule, another recovering tackle from Lewis there. Bocci. Vane. Strong work from Vane in the middle of the park for Boroondara Eagles this evening. Duplessis, not enough on it, but she recovers well. Doveston giving chase. Duplessis turns inside, keeping it. Switches out to Herford. Just escapes her, but it'll pick up with Vane. Into Lewis, 1-2 around the victory defenders. Vane into the 18 now. Across the box. Can she finish at the back post? Fontes, she can't. The follow-up shot from Crisfield. Parried by McKenzie, but there's an offside call in front of the goalkeeper. Promising play there from the second half substitute in Lewis. Combining well with Vane on this right-hand wing. Tam going long. Miller trying to keep it in. Herford will take the quick throw for Boroondara. Vane letting it run for Cook. Lewis. She's already played with the 20s tonight, Lewis, and then she'll pick up a corner for Boroondara. Certainly fighting to the end here, Boroondara Eagles. Still Melbourne victory, 3-1 though. In the lead, they'll need 2 goals to regain parity. Ball into the box. Fontes is up. Follow-up shot from Cook. No. Vane. Brunner. Delivering. McKenzie falls onto it. Giving her side a couple of seconds for a breather here. Miller. This is the time that you want your striker to hold it up. She does that and then some winning a throw-in for her victory side. Moment to take a breath here for Melbourne Victory. Mill into Miller. Cook, Vane, driving forward. The midfielder takes the extra couple of touches and off the back post. Lovely work from Vane, setting herself up, but can't quite find the finishing touch. Herford drops it in. Lewis with the cross. Back post. Fontes not enough onto it this time, or too much even. Finds Mackenzie more than the empty space. Herford. Boroondara going again. Herford once again putting her body on the line. Miller. Tackled by Herford. Bocci just receiving some instructions. Just getting the hurry up from the referee. Bulich. Throw. Dovston. Vane couldn't quite get it on the second touch. Miller trying to play it in advance of Franco, but this time Fontes will give chase. She's still got legs in. Fontes, she'll finish. It's 3-2 here now for Boroondara Eagles. Amazing work from Fontes. She just had that burst of speed that Melbourne Victory didn't have. And it's the goal they deserve after all the pressure that they've been piling on in this second half. And Melbourne Victory getting that third goal will probably just get them over the line here, but Boroondara can smell something. They've gotten that parity in their sights if they can just manage it. They're giving chase. The clearance comes from Mackenzie. Vane once again following up. Brunner back to Vane. Vane on the volley. Nothing to trouble Mackenzie in goal though. That pressure, that immense pressure that Boroondara have been building in this second half left them a little bit exposed, allowing them to go 3-0 down, and they've got it back to 3-2 here at the home of the Matildas in this round 8 Senol NPLW. Boroondara being asked to take on players. They've gone 3 at the back. Brunner eyes it up into the corner. It does not fall past that back post. They're risking it all here at Boroondara, throwing numbers forward. Melbourne Victory now opting to go long. Can they see this one out? Melbourne Victory, Cunner with the header and with the follow-up. She'll clip it in. Ball will bounce. Fontes trying to put something onto it. Cook. She was able to get that first goal for Boroondara. Duplessis on the volley! Oh no! Boroondara hearts are broken. Duplessis puts it in the back of the net, but it's an offside call. Duplessis could have had her first senior goal to regain parity, but it's not to be for the striker. Boroondara aren't done yet. They're going to give chase one more time. Duplessis into the corner. Tarrant giving chase. Duplessis using that pressure to advantage. Coming inside to Cook. Cook with the drag back. Brunner, ball in. Fontes, the follow-up. Good defensive work from Melbourne Victory. Dara's being asked to put it in the box. Fontes, Bulich with the work in the middle of the box there to stop the flow of Boroondara players coming through the centre. Referee asking for the ball to be played. Dobston forward. Vane in the pocket. Always in the right area. The intensity from Vane, the American, really instrumental in driving this Boroondara side to within moments of being equal once again. Duplessis forward to Dara. Dara into the middle to Fontes. Lays it to Brunner, but the ricochet falls to Victory. Franku doing well to absorb the pressure there. She has gone down with cramp as we see the board go up for 3 minutes of added time here in this second half. She'll be asked to exit the field here rather than get some treatment onto the park. I'll have to play on here. Franku still in the midst of a calf cramp.
Come on, girls, let's go.
Bocce with the throw. This would be a chance for Melbourne Victory just to put their foot onto it. Bocce with the throw. She goes long. Cleared by Herford. Bocce driving forward. Herford with the follow-up. Kana going long. They'll chase here, Boroondara. Melbourne Victory a little bit in disarray at the moment. They've lost their structure in defence. Boroondara just creating an amount of pressure that perhaps they're not used to, but they're still holding firm. Melbourne Victory, Miller will hold it up. She should take it to the corner, but she goes over the line. Herford with the throw. Cook, Bulich to clear. Mossman will have. She'll pick it up into the box. She'll look to go long. Long bomb from Mossman. Bocce. Brunner with the flick on to Lewis. Boroondara still throwing numbers forward. Herford. A substitution for Melbourne Victory. Anastasia Simic coming on for Califiore. Second half substitute herself. Lewis into Brunner. Ball can't fall in the right direction. Vane once again. Unsure about the challenge. Look to have won that, but it's Bocce down for Melbourne Victory. Barely seconds here, just a matter of time before this whistle blows. It's just the amount of how much stoppage time has been in these final 3 minutes, and none at all. Boroondara feel like they've had the short end of the stick in that one. Third goal ruled offside from Aisha Duplessis. It's 3-2 here to Melbourne Victory in this round 8 Senol NPLW Victoria match on Wednesday night. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing tonight's action. It's been an absolute cracker of a match. Join us for all the round action this weekend. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you next time.